We've had yet another turbulent week in the DeFi space, with 4 projects being hacked or exploited on the same day. Let's dive in. Considering the amount of DeFi hacks tripled in 2021 with no sign of slowing down in 2022, the real question here is, why have there been so many hacks in the first place? It's down to many factors, including lack of necessary audits, relying on oracles, and using untested technology like blockchain bridges and complex smart contracts. Some are even speculating that these hacks are inside jobs, maybe from devs who purposely leave a loophole in the code that they can come back to and exploit. Meanwhile, on Twitter, yet another line of questioning has been about the devs' competence. And finally, there's the issue of devs not being incentivized enough to prioritize finding these exploits. Now let's get down into the nitty-gritty of the 4 hacks. Starting with Mango, a DEX on the Solana blockchain, you can argue here that what happened isn't really a hack. Instead, a rogue trader capitalized on low liquidity and manipulated the market to steal around $100 million. After a meteoric rise which saw the coin price 10x in an hour, Mango's MNGO token crashed roughly 38% before rebounding a bit, but the damage had already been done. Now for a quick recap of the events. The Mango story begins back in March, when a community member on the public Discord channel literally laid out how the exchange could be hacked step by step. The post was possibly found by a deep-pocketed hacker who managed to follow these instructions, eventually creating a $480 million Mango perp or perpetual position before counter-trading themselves from a different account. The next step was simply price manipulation across a number of exchanges by borrowing against the unrealized MNGO gains, which let them drain the protocol. Since then, some juicy developments have followed, and the hacker even offered to return the funds on the condition that no criminal charges are pursued. Then, to rub salt into the wound, he used the stolen funds to create a DAO vote on how Solana's debt problems should be handled, and even voted for his own solution. Galaxy is the leading Web3 credential data network in the world. This collaborative credential infrastructure enables brands and developers to engage communities and build robust products in Web3. With Galaxy, users can explore Web3 in learn-to-earn campaigns with over 700 partners. On the other hand, builders have the opportunity to create growth campaigns on a seamless plug-and-play dashboard. Galaxy is constantly innovating, introducing Galaxy Passport, the one-click solution to verifying Web3 identities. Mint yours today. TempleDAO's Stacks protocol was another name that suffered after being hacked for approximately $2.3 million on Tuesday. Although they only lost a small fraction of the roughly $57 million of TVL, the loss of reputation is likely to sting for much longer. What's curious about the Stacks protocol hack was actually the simplicity of it. You see, the migrate stake function in the smart contract didn't contain any checks, not at all to see if the old staking parameter was even valid, meaning literally anyone could create a smart contract and randomly deposit funds into their own account. Next, we had the Rabby Wallet exploit, where an attacker reportedly discovered a loophole in the Rabby swap contract, which enabled them to arbitrarily transfer other users' funds. After the attacker stole $200,000 from multiple chains, the funds were cleverly funneled through Tornado Cash. And last but not least, the QAM platform bridge was also exploited in the early hours of the same morning, losing 1.4 billion QANX tokens worth over $1 million. The attack ended up causing the token price to plunge 95%. The QAM platform ironically positions itself as being an attack-resistant blockchain aided by quantum computing power. It's worth mentioning that these figures pale in comparison to the 2 million BNB tokens that were illegally minted earlier this week, worth just over $500 million. Now, the thing is, these exploits have been going on for a while. Chainalysis Senior Director of Investigations Eric Plant pointed out earlier this year that there was a dramatic shift to exploiting DeFi protocols in 2022. He stated that hackers can often easily access the blockchain's code and find vulnerabilities to attack. According to Plant, while attackers used to rely predominantly on phishing scams, now they're busy attacking DeFi protocols directly. So there is sort of a silver lining here, since Chainalysis also reported that fewer people than ever before are falling for cryptocurrency scams. While this week's hacks aren't likely to go down in history as John Dillinger-style epic bank heists, TempleDAO hack was, quote, worryingly simple. And you add that to the fact that someone literally outlined how the Mango hack could happen on a public Discord channel, and it paints a pretty questionable picture of stolen funds. So how much more money is likely to get siphoned out of DeFi protocols before some big regulator steps in and pulls the plug? That's frankly not what any of us want to see.